ruin has come to our family. You remember our venerable house? Opulent and imperial, gazing proudly from its stoic perch above the moor. I lived all my years in that ancient, rumor-shadowed manor, fattened by decadence and luxury. And yet I began to tire of conventional extravagance. Singular, unsettling tales suggested the mansion itself was a gateway to some fabulous and unnameable power. With relic and ritual, I bent every effort towards the excavation and recovery of those long-buried secrets, exhausting what remained of our family fortune on swarthy workmen and sturdy shovels. At last, in the salt-soaked crags beneath the lowest foundations, we unearthed that damnable portal of antediluvian evil. Our every step unsettled the ancient earth. But we were in a realm of death and madness. In the end, I alone fled laughing and wailing through those blackened arcades of antiquity, until consciousness failed me. You remember our venerable house, opulent and imperial. It is a festering abomination. I beg you, return home, claim your birthright, and deliver our family from the ravenous, clutching shadows of the darkest dungeon.
Hello, my name is Abe and welcome to the Darkest Dungeon. This is going to be the first in a series of one-off videos where I try and find a new game to play. Not new in the sense that I haven't played Darkest Dungeon before, but new in the sense that I need more games to play on the channel, and with the newest Radiant update to Darkest Dungeon, I can't think of a better time to jump in with a new campaign and give it a go. So what I'm going to do is create a new save file, Darkest Dungeon mode, and we are going to give it a shot, do the first couple of missions, and if you like Darkest Dungeon and you want to see more of it, then thumbs up the video, like it, and let me know in the comments, and I will play more of it. If not, well, there will be 6 other games that I will be playing in the near future, and you can decide on which one you want to see. So we'll watch the intro cinematic here, and then we'll jump right on into the first tutorial mission.
You will arrive along the old road. It winds with a troubling, serpent-like suggestion through the corrupted countryside, leading only, I fear, to ever more tenebrous places. There is a sickness in the ancient pitted cobbles of the old road, and on its writhing path you will face viciousness, violence, and perhaps other damnably transcendent terrors. So steel yourself, and remember there can be no bravery without madness. The old road will take you to hell, but in that gaping abyss, we will find our redemption.
Just let me just make sure to unmute my microphone. I muted it during that cutscene so that I wouldn't interrupt the narrator. I believe his name is Wayne June. He's got one hell of a voice. Damn. And this is Darkest Dungeon. It is a nap navigation. We've already done this. It is a simple kind of 2D, not really RPG-ish game, but kind of an RPG-ish game. We have a couple of characters here. Reynald and Dismas, the Highwayman and the Crusader. They all have different abilities. Reynald has a sword. He's really good up close and personal, up in the face of his enemies, and Dismas has a knife and a gun that he can use. We can get trinkets, we can get equipment and upgrades for our characters, get new skills for them, and level them up.
Brigands have run up these lanes. Keep to the side path. The hamlet is just ahead.
I like the narration, but I don't like that text blocking the bottom of the screen, because the entire UI is down there. What I might want to do instead is have the subtitles be at the top. That way it does not block all of the important stuff happening here at the bottom of the screen. So we have our characters. We're going to walk along this path here and approach our destination.
Dispatch this thug in brutal fashion, that all may hear of your arrival.
So we have a Brigand Cutthroat, who is our opponent here. He has various statistics: HP, protection, dodge chance, speed, which affects the turn order, and that's the only thing that it affects. Everyone gets 1 turn per round of combat. Resistances to stun, blight, bleed, debuffs, movement, and we can attack him. So we're going to have Dismas use Open Vein. It is a melee attack, 85 accuracy, minus 15% damage. It has a bleed chance that will bleed the enemy and make him take damage every turn. So we'll attack this Brigand Cutthroat, deal 6 damage, bleed him, debuff him. He takes 2 damage per round for 2 more rounds, and he's going to attack Dismas and do a little bit of damage to him. Reynald's going to have his turn, and we're just going to smite him in the face.
Continue the onslaught. Destroy them all.
Yeah, I will. I will, June. For killing him, we got a little bit of loot. We have some food that we can use to heal our party or to stave off hunger if we get that random encounter. We have a curio, an object that we can interact with during our adventure. We will open the tent, and hey, we found some valuables.
A handsome reward for a task well performed.
The whole point about Darkest Dungeon is to get as much gold, money as possible.
There is much to be found in forgotten places.
You're going to have a town that you're going to have to upgrade and spend resources to do that, and gold also upgrades all of your character's abilities, the equipment, buy new abilities and unlock new abilities, all that good stuff. So gold is very important. We're going to move on to our last room here.
An ambush.
And this is a tutorial mission.
The rightful owner has returned, and their kind is no longer welcome.
I don't want to interrupt him. His voice sounds so good. This is a tutorial mission. The combat is, well, the encounters are predetermined. You can lose if you make the wrong decisions or if you just kind of play like an idiot. You can lose, but I don't think that will happen here. Hopefully it doesn't.
Precision and power.
There are crits. We critted this guy. He only has 1 HP left. Hopefully that means that we can kill him very easily. This big guy, he's got a lot of HP, 35 HP. He has a 50% stun resistance. Reynald the Crusader has a ability that can stun the enemy. It has a 100% base chance, minus his 50% resistance means it has a 50% of applying the stun, so we could try it if we wanted to, or we could just do damage with Smite. He also has a Zealous Accusation, which hits 2 enemies at once, but it only hits this guy once because he's a big guy. Bulwark of Faith, which protects himself. But I think we're going to try the stun. So we bash him in the head, and we do land the stun, so he's going to not get a turn. He gets a stun resist bonus, though, after the stun wears off, because otherwise he would be able to just stun lock him forever, and we can't do that. What are we going to do? I guess we're going to use Grape Shot Blast, because we could pistol shot this guy, and that's a ranged attack that will hit the backline character here. You can tell what the abilities are by the yellow and red dots underneath the skills. The yellow dot indicates where you have to stand, the red dot indicates where you can hit. So Open Vein can hit the front 2 slots, but it can't hit the back slot, so we can't actually kill the blunderbuss man over here. Grape Shot Blast hits the first 3 slots, so it will kill this guy in the back if it lands, and it will also wound the guy up front, and I think that's what we should do here. The only downside is that it has a relatively low chance to hit, so, you know, if we wanted to guarantee the kill, we could do something that's like 88% chance to hit instead of 73. And in fact, I kind of like that. So we'll use the ability that gives him a higher accuracy to guarantee the kill, and then we'll worry about the big guy here. The other thing is that the tracking shot gave him a buff, so he'll actually do more damage on the next attack that he does. So using tracking shot to finish off a wounded enemy is pretty good because it's going to do damage. A lot. It's going to help him do a lot more damage next turn. So even though we didn't hit with the Grape Shot Blast, it's fine. Just keep smiting this guy, and we will open vein him. 5 to 10, 90%. 5 to 9, 90%. But the gun has a higher chance of critting, so I think we use the gun. If it crits, then it would end up doing more damage than the swipe attack. The thing with the open vein is that it does bleed the enemy, so maybe that would have been the best option for us. You know, because we can bleed him. He has very low bleed resistance, 20%. So it only does 5, but oh, it didn't actually apply the bleed. He resisted it, but that's okay. He'll die.
Prodigious size alone does not dissuade the sharpened blade.
We get loot. We can keep this loot and sell it for cash, and we are done with this mission, this tutorial mission. But we're going to continue adventuring because there's a chest here. We want to open the chest and see what's inside of it. Bandit's trapped chest. There's something doesn't look quite right with this one. The name tells me, I think, what I understand is going to happen with this chest, but we'll open it anyway. Hey, it's trapped. Who would have thought? We resisted the poison, but it would not have mattered if we were poisoned because we're going to leave the quest anyways. We're done. And damage heals when you leave anyway, so it wouldn't have mattered. So we get 5,000 gold from completing this first quest. We collected a lot of stuff, and we had some food, so we get a little bit of a refund on food, but I guess because this was the tutorial, it doesn't count. They gained some experience and they leveled up, and Dismas earned a new quirk. And your characters in this game, they are, you know, permanent. They gain levels, they gain experience, they gain quirks, which kind of affect their personality. Dismas has On Guard, which gives him +4 speed and +5 dodge for the first round. So this is a positive quirk. You can get negative quirks that give him lower damage or makes him more afraid of skeletons, or means that he can only pray to relieve stress. Like he's seen the light and he can only pray, he can't gamble or go to a brothel or something like that. Doesn't really matter for us because we didn't get those. We got On Guard.
Welcome home, such as it is. This squalid hamlet, these corrupted lands, they are yours now, and you are bound to them.
So the activity log is the summary of events. Reynold and Dismas both leveled up to Apprentice Highwayman and Apprentice Crusader, and they successfully escorted you to the hamlet. This is the hamlet. Get help, yeah. You can see in the background, that's where the darkest dungeon is. That's where our estate is. The hamlet is just the town kind of near that estate. We have a few things that we can access. The graveyard
Most will end up here,
has nothing.
covered in the poisoned earth, awaiting merciful oblivion.
We have the memoirs, which is basically a recap
In
of anything
time,
that you want.
You will know the tragic extent of my failings.
There's a lot of levels, a lot of things that that you can replay. The House of Ruin, I think that's the opening cinematic, which hopefully I will have remembered to cut into this video at some point, maybe right before the Old Road cinematic. And we have the Stagecoach, and the Stagecoach is where you get new characters.
Women and men, soldiers and outlaws, fools and corpses. All will find their way to us now that the road is clear.
So we have Paris, the Vestal, and Pippin the Plague Doctor. Is it Vestal or Vessel? Pippin the Plague Doctor. So we're going to accept these two characters.
What better laboratory than the blood-soaked battlefield?
I don't know. Pippin is a plague doctor. They have plague grenades, stun grenades, a knife. Basically, this is kind of a support character who can apply buffs and debuffs. And Paris is our healer, probably it's like the classic healer. The Vessel, you know, they have a book, they read out of the book, they have a targeted heal and a party heal. Pretty all-around good character to have. And we're done and we're ready to go for the next mission. Everything else is locked off. We can't go anywhere. We can't, yeah, I know. We can't go to the tavern, the sanitarium, the abbey, the guild, the blacksmith, the survivalist. We can't do anything else. So we're just going to embark on what is the first proper mission.
A mecca of madness and morbidity. Your work begins.
There are 5 levels, but each of these levels have different missions. So Darkest Dungeon is the last level. Can we, I think we could just like go to the level 6 mission if we wanted to. That's a dumb idea. But the estate map, this is the estate map, and we have a kind of a sub mission in the ruins area. And I think the ruins is the first area that we are in here. And it's just a scout. Explore 90% of all rooms. So then we can go to the warrens, the well, the cove, explore rooms, kill enemies in these areas, and go back to them. Constantly get new missions. You're going to be spending 90% of your game time in the ruins, the warrens, the well, or the cove, just running missions, killing enemies or exploring to find rooms, treasure, and then taking all that treasure back to the hamlet to upgrade. Eventually, you're going to be upgrading, the abbey as a place of worship, the guild so that you can upgrade skills, the blacksmith so that you can actually get better weapons and equipment for your crew. All that good stuff. So we have a 4-character loadout here. We're going to have Paris be in, I think, the 4th slot, and we're going to have Pippin be in the 3rd slot. The Usual Suspects is just a name for the party composition that happens. This is Red Hook. This is Good Cop, Bad Cop. And it doesn't do anything. It's just a random party composition that just so happens to have a name on it. So what are our people good at? Well, Pippin has Plague Grenade. In the last 2 slots, you can see the yellow pips underneath the icon over here. In the last two slots, she can launch a Plague Grenade, which hits the last 2 enemies on the right, and it doesn't do a lot of damage. The damage modifier is minus 90%, but it does apply Blight, which does 4 points of damage per round for 3 rounds. So this is actually a very strong ability. It can end up doing a lot of damage on the enemy. Similarly, she has a Blinding Gas attack, which can stun enemies, Incision, which she can use to cut up enemies, and Battlefield Medicine, which she can use to cure Blight, Bleed on herself and a ally, and also heal. So basically, she can cure Blight and Bleed, and cause Blight and Bleed, and stun. So this is a very good character for us. On the 3rd position slot, I think, is best because Incision, as an attack, is the only thing that she has that can target the first 2 enemy spots. So she kind of needs to be in this 3rd position here. If she was in the back, then she couldn't use Incision. So she could only hit the people in the back and heal. And that's not as efficient as allowing her to be able to, use her knife to attack people in the front. Paris the Healer, what does she have? She can heal. She can only heal from the back. If she's in the 1st position slot, she can't heal. But she does have Mace Bash, which she can use from the front, and Judgment, which she can use from the back. So I think she is fine being in the 4th position slot. And we want Renaud, the Swordsman, the Crusader, to be up front, Dismas to be in the 2nd position. What do we get for doing this quest? We get 3,000 gold, 4 crests, and a Blight Stone, which is a trinket. And every character has 2 trinket slots right here next to their weapon and armor. We don't have any trinkets, but if we did, we could equip them and give them bonuses. This Blight Stone, for instance, gives you plus 20% Blight skill, minus 1 speed. This would be really good on the Plague Doctor because it would make Plague Grenade have, instead of a 100% base chance of applying, 120% base chance, and that's really good. But we're just going to embark on this mission. This is the first true tutorial mission. It's a static layout, static enemies, I'm pretty sure.
Measured now in gold, later in blood.
And here we get to decide what we take with us. This is a short mission, Apprentice level 1. We're going to take torches so that it doesn't get too dark. Thought you could just right click. Now shift left click buys a stack at a time. Gotta remember that. So we're going to take torches because if it gets too dark, we can't see, and there's harder enemies that hit harder, basically. Light is your friend. Get out of the way, firewall. We're going to bring along a shovel, used to clear obstacles and break into things. That's very important. We're going to bring along some herbs, a key, some food, think it stacks to 12. Yeah, we'll bring along 12 food, why not? Everything costs money to bring along with you. You get a slight refund if you bring it back, but you don't want to over provision. I don't need, 16 torches. This is a short mission, I can probably make it with only 8 torches. We get holy water and we get anti-venom because of the characters. Reynald gives us 1 free holy water, and I think maybe the vessel gives us the holy water. And I think the anti-venom comes from the plague doctor. That only makes sense. We don't really need anything else. We could bring along more equipment to potentially save ourselves some trouble in the future, and I'll explain what some of these things do if we run across situations to use these items. Otherwise, we are going to embark. Maybe I should have brought along another shovel, but hopefully we don't use the first shovel. If we don't use it, hey, that's fine. If we could have used more, well, maybe we should have brought more. Hero panel, yeah, you can right-click on your heroes to get information about them. For example, Reynald, he is a warrior of light. He gets plus 10 damage if the torch is above 75. So if it's light in here, which it is, and we use our torches to keep it lit, then he gets a damage bonus. He is a kleptomaniac. He is prone to stealing items. He is God-fearing. In town, will only pray for stress relief. Reynald, hard noggin, stun resist, quick reflexes, speed, on guard, which we got from the end of the last mission, gives him more speed and dodge chance on the first round. But he's a known cheat. He will not be able to gamble in town. The Plague Doctor, plus 5% accuracy. That's really good on a Plague Doctor. Minus 20% stress in warns. This is the ruins, but good to know that she has a less stress in the warns. Weak grip, minus 3% crit on melee skills. She has mostly ranged attacks anyway, so that's not that big of a deal. Tippler, in town will only drink. Not that big of a problem. Paris, Eldritch Hater, does more damage to Eldritch. And Dark Temptation, prone to investigating the dark arts. Kind of interesting to see that on a Vestal, but that's okay. And let's continue on here. So this is our map layout for the first little mission here. We're gonna walk into the first room and see what we find. That is stress. Every character has a stress meter. The 2 characters that we picked up have 20. Dismas has 7. Reynald now has 9. This persists. The stress persists. And if it reaches 100, you get a negative modifier on your unit, so we want to try to avoid that whenever possible. This is just a torch for free. That's pretty lucky. We are probably going to use one of those torches here. So you can see here, now we're in dim light. It is at 70, and as a result, we get more stressed, and the scouting bonus has been reduced, and the monster surprised bonus has been reduced. So if we use a torch, that ups it by 25, and now we have double plus scouting and double plus monsters surprised. Monsters being surprised basically gives us a free turn with which to act, so that's very good. Now there are benefits to having low light. You get more rewards, but it's also harder. So they're surprised. We're gonna get a free turn here. So we're gonna have Dismas probably just grape shot him. Open vein doesn't work really good against skeletons because they have no blood. They have 200% resistance to bleeding here, so pistol shot might be able to kill one of them, but it will wound them. Grape shot blast could wound both of them, and then maybe Reynald could pick up the kills. So why don't we just hit both of them? We do 5 damage to each. Now it is the Plague Doctor's turn. What is she going to do? Well, we don't need healing, so we might as well just attack. This does bleed, but it also just does damage, so we might as well just do damage.
Press this advantage. Give them no quarter.
So we killed one of them. Smite, Zealous Accusation, Stunning Blow, Bulwark of Faith. Stunning Blow won't kill, so we might as well just try to kill with Smite. 85% chance to hit. It's an overkill though, so I might as well use Zealous Accusation and hit the corpse.
Another one falls.
Okay, and we get gold. Corpses are basically just...
but a victory nonetheless.
Space wasters. So when you die or an enemy dies, they leave a corpse, and the corpse prevents the party composition from shuffling around. So sometimes corpses can help you, sometimes they can hurt you. This is a unlocked strong box. There's no reason to use a key. We will open it. We get a free shovel, 250 gold, and a ruby worth 1,250. That's very nice. We also got scouting because it's light, so we got plus scouting. We can see what's coming up ahead of us. There is a wall, a battle, an empty room, a couple of curios, a room battle with treasure, and a room battle with a curio ahead of us. So we can kind of choose our path because we got the scouting. We know there's going to be combat before this next empty room, so if we wanted to, we could prepare for it, determine where we wanted to go here.
Even the cold stone seems bent on preventing passage.
Luckily, we brought a shovel. Luckily, we picked up a shovel. Again, I think that because this is a tutorial mission, if you did not bring a shovel, you would have gotten one from that chest. So maybe bringing 2 shovels was not the best idea here. But we can use a shovel to clear the wreckage, the blockage. If we didn't, then we would take damage and stress by having to do it by hand, by getting your hands all up in those dead bodies, you know. So having shovels is very good. Now we are about to get into combat in the next space ahead of us. We might as well pop a torch.
The way is lit. The path is clear. We require only the strength to follow it.
Thanks, June. Pop a torch. That way when we walk forward, the torch reducing won't reduce us past the maximum bonus here. Might as well keep it up. We got a couple of skeletons, plus this girl in the back here, the cultist Acolyte. We haven't seen her before, we haven't actually seen any of their attacks before, but she deals mainly in stress and moving us around, so messing up the party composition a little bit. We'll see what she does. We do, however, have a pistol shot attack, which, you know, 73% chance to hit, 15% chance to crit, 4 to 8 damage. Could kill her if it crits, but it's probably good to just get damage out there. We could also grape shot all 3 of them and then move on, but I think we should try to target her first. Get her killed. Stressful incantation, little damage, but 15 stress. That is a lot of stress. The Vestal in the back can use Judgment. Hits her for 7. Heals herself with that Judgment attack as well. And, I mean, all we need is 1 point of damage to get the kill, so we might as well get it as soon as we can. So I will use a Plague Grenade. It'll do at least 1 damage if it lands. So all it has to do is land to kill. So we'll kill her.
Confidence surges as the enemy crumbles.
Blighted the corpse, which doesn't really do anything. And they're going to attack the Crusader. And Dismas. They have plenty of HP. Dismas dodged the attack, so he's good. And with these guys, might as well... I mean, we might as well smite, because he does more damage against Unholy. These guys are Unholy. So we might as well try to just get 1 kill. And we can get 1 kill on this Bone Rabble. 8 HP, 8 to 15 damage.
Back to the pit.
I haven't heard that one before. So he's dead. Next turn, we have the Plague Doctor again. No one needs healing. I mean, they could get a little bit of healing, but the Vessel's better at healing. So we might as well just attack this Bone Rabble, get some damage done. 6 damage is good. Dismas can probably kill with the Open Vein. Yep, 4 to 8 damage.
Their formation is broken. Maintain the offensive.
Wasn't really necessary, thank you, but that's okay. We get victory. 2 feud? Oh, God. 2 food and 1,000 gold. We could eat food right now if we wanted to, so we might as well. We have a lot of food left over. Randomly during your adventures, you will get hunger checks, and a hunger check basically means your crew is hungry. They want to break. If you feed them, they'll get a little bit of health back. If you don't, they'll take health damage as a result. So you always want to have food. We have enough though, so I will spend a couple of food, give Reynold a snack, and give him a little bit of HP back, and we'll pop a torch.
In Radiance, may we find victory.
Thanks, June. And keep it at 100%, and then we'll go to the next room. There's no one in here, though. We knew that there was no one in here because we got the scouting on the room. So we might as well go over here to this curio. I know that this looks better, but we can always come back. We can go to the end of the room here and then make our way back and then visit this room battle with treasure. So we might as well go to the curio first. See what's over here. No reason not to. There's a sack. Ah, he's the kleptomaniac. He's prone to stealing.
A fortune, waiting to be spent.
I'll be keeping this for myself. Reward hard earned. So he is a little bit of a butt munch. He stole the contents of that sack, preventing me from getting it. That's okay. Not a lot of gold that was wasted there, so that should be good. We get some bone soldiers and a bone arbalist. This bone arbalist in the back can do a lot of damage, so we want to kill him quickly, I think. We could also just kill the bone soldiers, but we have such good ability at hitting the back line with the Plague Doctor, the Vessel's Judgment, with Dismas's pistol shot. We might as well just try to knock him out as fast as we can. He dodged the attack, unfortunate. I could also stun him, or I could just plague him, so I'm gonna plague him. Deals 1 damage, blights him, 4 points of damage for 3 rounds. That's 12 HP that this guy's going to take, guaranteed. So he is dead, it's just on a timer. Now we can't kill him, I don't think, so we might as well try to, you know what, we might as well try to Bulwark of Faith, because I don't think we're going to, I mean, we could kill the bone soldiers, but this will mark himself and add protection, so that the enemies might try to attack him, and he will have a protection bonus. Why don't we try it?
The light, the promise of safety.
So he gets a buff. He's going to try to shoot Dismas, not Reynald, that's okay. Only does 3 damage. They're gonna slash the Plague Doctor, and going to slash Reynald. So ultimately that protection didn't do all that much, but that's okay. All right, Bone Arbalisk is going to take 4 points of damage from the Blight. I might as well Grape Shot Blast him, because I don't need to kill him with Reynald's or with Dismas's attack here. The pistol could kill him, but the Grape Shot Blast, if it lands, will kill him as well, because he'll take 4 damage. So I might as well try to get some damage done to everyone, because Grape Shot Blast is a multi-hit attack. Alternatively, I could use Tracking Shot. And Tracking Shot, if it does 2 damage, it will kill, and it gives him a bonus, and it doesn't really waste any damage. So I might as well use Tracking Shot. It had a higher percentage chance of landing, and he should be dead now. So we can incision one of these 2 bone rabbles. It's not going to bleed, but it will wound them so that we can kill them. So we do 4 damage to that guy.
A death by inches.
The Blight managed to kill the Bone Arbalist, and I might as well honestly heal. So why don't we try to get a little bit of healing out? It's probably not going to kill Bull Attack. Yeah, very low damage, but if Reynald can go first, no. If Reynald could have gone first, maybe he could have gotten the kill. Ooh, don't kill my Plague Doctor, you jerks. He can probably, zealously accuse both of these 2 enemies, and that way it's not going to overkill this guy so much. It's going to do a little bit of spread out damage.
Continue the onslaught. Destroy them all.
Might as well open Vein. It may kill, it might not, but he can't hit with the pistol anyway, so in Grape Shot Blast, it's spread out damage, so it's not that much. Open Vein's the best option here, and it did kill.
The fiend falls, a faint hope blossoms.
So we get the Disease Charm, +2 disease, or +20 disease resist, -2 dodge, Herbal Medicine, gold, and we have this, what is this? Holy Fountain. An ornate fountain of holy purport. We can choose who we want to interact with this fountain. So I'm going to have the Plague Doctor interact with the fountain, because if it gives a bonus, a buff, or heals, then I would like that to go to the Plague Doctor. The Plague Doctor is a little bit wounded. Let's see what happens. The water reinvigorates the hero, +5 HP, and -20 stress. That was very much worthwhile, and that means that the HP of our Plague Doctor is not quite so in the tank. Now you can't heal outside of combat. Like, the vessel has healing abilities, but I can't use them. You can only use the healing abilities in combat. The only way you can heal outside of combat is with food, and I don't think there's a need to use that right now. We have plenty of food, and their HP is not that bad. Now there's a trap here. Where is the trap? Disarming traps, yeah. 50% chance to disarm, 60, 90, 60. So Dismas, you have a 90% chance of disarming the trap. You do it. He disarmed it. The only reason we saw the trap on the ground, by the way, was because we scouted. If you don't scout, then a random person gets hit by the trap. There's no one in this room, we know, because we had scouted it, and it's an empty room, so we might as well go to it now. Didn't get any further scouting because the light wasn't that high, but that's okay. Pop a torch and move on to Why don't we go back? We'll go to this other room. I want to visit all the rooms, get as much gold as possible. See, there's the trap that we didn't see.
Ambushed by foul invention.
And it gave a lot of stress to our Vestal, which is not good. Stress building up too high can just destroy you. We want to try to prevent that if we can. Alright, Cultist Brawler, Bone Soldier, Cultist Acolyte, Stressful Incantation on the Vessel in the back. Thank you for dodging that because your stress is really high. I keep trying to pistol shot the back and it never works, like we never get the kill. So maybe what I should do is Grape Shot Blast, and that way we can, if it lands, get a little bit of damage in, but also just wound these two guys up front. Yeah, let's Grape Shot. Wow, that's terrible. Probably want to try to get some party healing done. It's not a lot of healing, but we need it. And we'll Plague Grenade the... We could stun the Acolyte, or we could Plague him. I think we should stun the Acolyte. Because if we can stun the Acolyte, then we can buy ourselves another turn without the stress buildup. Because this Acolyte does a lot of stress attacks, and we want to try to prevent that whenever possible. Rend for the Old Gods, bleeding attack. Not a lot of bleeding though, so we're good. And I suppose we should try to smite one of them. So let's try to smite the Bone Soldier. 8 damage. Grape Shot would kill. So if the Grape Shot lands, it would be able to kill. Plague Doctor, might as well land that Plague Grenade now, get some damage done to the Acolyte, get them on a timer. Good. So they are dead in 3 turns. We can decrease that by just dealing some additional damage, which we would like to do. So Grape Shot killed the Bone Soldier, did some damage to the Acolyte. The stun wore off. All we need is 1 point of damage to the Acolyte and they are dead. That'll do it. Healed yourself a little bit too, which is nice. And 25% stun resistance. Might as well try it. If we can get 1 free turn out of this without any damage coming in at us, that would be nice. And hey, stun landed. With only 8 HP remaining, I think we should be able to kill 1 Cultist Brawler. And we might as well do some healing. So you might as well heal Dismos because he has less HP. Remove that Blight from him. Give him 1 more HP back. Open Veins on this guy. Kill him immediately. That's okay. I would have preferred he didn't, because then I could have gotten back to the Vestal and used the healing ability, but that's okay.
Seize this momentum. Push on to the task's end.
Here we have an heirloom chest. Now, I think we can use the key to open it, but I think we can also use anti-venom to open it. Why don't we give it a shot? Item had no effect. Okay. Here's the thing. There are secret rooms in the game. I don't know if there's going to be a secret room in the tutorial area. I don't think there is, so you know what? Let's use the key. The key unlocks a hidden compartment. We got some stuff out of it.
Awarded to the brave and the foolhardy alike.
I think that was worthwhile. And I will go to this room, down this path, even though this... Ooh, and there's the key that we needed. Excellent. So now we have 1 more key left. I will go, back this way and go around just because I wanted to see what that curio was. I wanted some additional loot, and we got it. You can backtrack, by the way. You can go backwards, but when you do so, you get a bit of a stress penalty. Your units get stressed out because they can't look behind themselves. I don't know why they don't just turn around, but, game mechanics and all that. So that's why I went fully down the passageway. We have plenty of torches. Well, we have 2 torches, but that should be enough that we can go through the remaining rooms and be fine.
As the light gains purchase, spirits are lifted.
And purpose is made clear. Get some additional food. That's a lot of food. So because we picked up so much food, I'm going to use a lot of it. I'm going to heal all my units. So we will make sure everyone gets fed. And then we'll take some more stuff. We can't take the 2 deeds. I want the 2 deeds. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to equip the disease charm. You might as well give it to somebody. I will give it to... I'll give it to Reynald. Now I can carry those deeds and we can move on. We still have 12 food. That's enough food. You can't overfeed yourself, by the way. Here's the hunger prompt. So if we don't eat, we take 20% damage and stress damage. If we eat, then we regain a little bit of health on our characters, and we don't get penalized for it. So I'm definitely going to choose that option. We still have plenty of food. Might as well pop a torch. We're out of torches, but that's okay. Now this is quest complete. We are done. We can leave. Or we can continue adventuring and go to the last room. Because if there's loot to be had, I want the loot. So let's see what we have. We have another stone wall, but hey, I did bring another shovel. So let's open it. I can't move forward. Why can I not move forward? Hello? Game? Ugh. Game? Hello? Ugh. All right, well, I guess we're going to clear the obstacle by hand. I'm a little bit annoyed that the shovel didn't take, but okay.
Without tools of iron, you must rely on flesh.
I'm gonna call a little bit of bullshit there. I had a second shovel. Game. Whatever. Hopefully there's actually something in this room. Nasty combat is what is in this room. Hopefully we don't get screwed. This guy, the bone courtier, the guy with the cup, he's gotta die. He's gotta die because that cup does a lot of stress attacks, and our units are very stressed out because I apparently did not have a shovel, even though I used a shovel on the stupid bone wall. So that was unfortunate, definitely a bug. Plague those guys in the back, kill them as quickly as possible. Since this is the last room, I just want to kill them as fast as I can. So I'm going to try my damnedest. We crit that guy. When you crit kill, they don't leave a corpse, by the way, so that's why there was no corpse. And we are going to smite. Oh, you missed. Accuracy, I think, is reduced. No, monster accuracy is increased. Your accuracy is not reduced, so that's good to know. Come on, crit. 5 damage. Still okay. He's gonna be dead if we can do 1 more point of damage to him, which I think we can. You might as well finish it off with this plague grenade. Does 1 damage, he's gonna be dead. Everyone else can kind of focus on these guys up front now, including Judgment. Judgment also does bonus damage to, no it doesn't. I thought it did do bonus damage to Unholy. I guess that's just Reynald the Crusader. Open Vein, just for the raw damage. It's not gonna bleed because he is a skeleton. He doesn't have blood. I'd like to try to stun him with Reynald because he only has a 25% stun resistance. So we'll knock that out. Maybe I could have hit him and killed him. Maybe I should have hit him and killed him, but I think we'll finish it off. Yeah, thank you, Plague Doctor. A lot of gold.
Be wary. Triumphant pride precipitates a dizzying fall.
We can open 1 more chest. And I think we're done. So we leave. So we got the quest rewards, 3,000 gold, 4 crests, the Blight Stone, which is going on the Plague Doctor, plus all the heirlooms and treasure that we picked up, and some refunds on the stuff that we had. The food, the herbal medicine, the holy water, the bandage, the anti-venom. People leveled up. Everyone's at least level 1 now. Dismos got Beast Hater, which gives him more damage against Beast. Pippin the Plague Doctor got Weak Grip on Life, minus 10% Death Blow Resistance. Paris picked up Cove Adventurer and Ruins Phobe. So less stress in Cove, more stress in the Ruins. Not that bad. They're pretty stressed out. We need to reduce that stress, which we can do.
I can still see their angry faces as they stormed the manor. But I was dead before they found me. And the letter was on its way.
Yeah, so these quirks, the negative ones, can become not permanent, but more permanent. So Kleptomaniac it's a severe quirk now, and what this means is that it's going to take a lot more money to get rid of. You can get rid of any quirks, you can lock them in, but it's going to cost gold either way. And we have the taverns and the abbey we can go to. We can go to the tavern.
Fresh kegs,
We
cards,
can
and
go to the
curtained
abbey.
rooms promise solace to the weary and broken alike.
Caretaker, I think that's us.
The cobwebs have been dusted, the pews set straight. The abbey calls to the faithful.
And what we could do, if we wanted to, is send, Paris, because they have 54 stress, we could send them into pray and reduce their stress, because they'll take a week off, they'll pray, they'll relax. But what we should do is go to the stagecoach here and see what we have to replace the characters. So we have a grave robber, we have an
To
abomination.
those with a keen eye, gold gleams like a dagger's point.
We can and should upgrade the stagecoach so that we have more characters to pick next week. So we'll do that probably, well, we'll do it once. I should have probably done it at the before the last mission, but that's okay. And so if I take Paris and give her some time off, we'll actually not have a healer for the next mission. So you have to kind of develop a roster. That's why having a larger roster, which you can buy at the stagecoach, is good. You need to have replacements for people who take time off, who get stress relief, and yeah, and that's it. And this is Darkest Dungeon. It's basically just a little bit of a town management followed by embarkation, where you go on these little missions. Currently, we only have the ruins to go to. There are bosses that you can fight. There are apparently town events, but I haven't played since that was introduced, so things can happen in the town. Maybe the roof of the tavern collapses and you have to, spend money to get one of the upgrades back that you put into it. Maybe your town gets invaded by monsters and you have to do a side quest. I don't know. I have not experienced the town events, but that's Darkest Dungeon. Hell, even if I don't record this for the channel, I'll probably still play this game. I've been wanting to get back into it. It's a fun game. It's a good game, except for that one bug that we found in the, tutorial mission, but that's okay. But anyways, if you want to see more Darkest Dungeon, then let me know. And if you don't, then wait, and there will be some more videos of other games coming up in the future, and you can kind of pick which one you want. Final note, I hope that the audio balancing of this was okay. I do all of my recording in OBS, and I tried to make sure that the audio balance was fine. What I should probably do is record these outside of the game so that I can record my microphone outside of the game so that I can merge it all together later and make sure it's all in balance. But anyways, thank you very much for watching. Like the video if you enjoyed it, and there will be more content coming. Thank you very much for watching. I hope to see you here again for the next, run of Darkest Dungeon, episode, video, whatever. I don't really know how to end these because this is going to be a little bit of a one-off series. But anyways, end.